Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Georgia. Welcome, welcome. So, in continuing to watch the interview between Carlos King and Melody Shari, I did one video previously, addressing how's Melody, did she regret doing the show and so on. So, I'm going to link it. You could go and watch it. But then continuing to listen, now we're talking about some of the castmates and some of the things that have happened. So, if you've been watching, there's another thing that was brought up in, I believe it was the second episode, where Melody actually had a conversation with Kiki. I believe that Stormy had put it out there first when she met with Miss Nell, that Kiki was actually going to the blogs and telling people what the upcoming scenes were going to be about. And that's a no-no amongst them and any other cast. You don't want it to get out there what's going to happen, because you want people to watch the show and, just watch it for what it is. So if you're out there giving information about the show, then it's not going to be as authentic as it should be. So Carlos asked Melody about that, like, did you know that it was Kiki who was doing it? And she said at first she didn't know, but when she did her little investigation and she realized it was Kiki, she met with Kiki and she told her, I don't know who's out here giving information, but if they are, we're not going to want to have anything to do with them. And Kiki didn't fess up at that point, but then when it got leaked that it was her and she was telling people that it's her mom that was doing it, she still didn't fess up. So Mel said that hurt her because she brought Kiki on the show. Kiki wanted to be on the show. And she figured, okay, she has a story that everybody else could relate to. The fact that she was, taking pills and stuff and overcoming her addiction. So she wanted Kiki to put that out there and as well as promote whatever she was selling. We know that she's a writer. She was telling her, promote your t-shirts or whatever. And that's what she was bringing her onto the show for. But the whole time Kiki was on the show, it was messy. Remember, she kept getting into it with Tisha and Marcel. I believe she even got into it with Mel at one point. She was just getting into it with everybody. And people were like, you know what? You're not here for the right reason. You think because it's a reality show that there should be drama all the time. So therefore, that's what you bring in, when that's really not what it needs to happen. Remember when they had the Christmas party and she was telling Tisha's business, and Tiffany and Kimmy in the middle, as I call her, telling her, maybe you should not be talking about that stuff here amongst these people and stuff. So stuff like that Kiki was doing. And then after the show was done, then she's going to, before some of the episodes even aired, she was going to the blogs and telling what was happening. So Melody said she had a meeting with her. She didn't fess up at that point. Then afterwards, that it really got out that it was her. Then now Kiki was calling her to try and explain herself. And at that point, she had just had enough. So she told her, God bless you on your journey. And she kept it moving. She told us about, there's a scene where they all went to Houston. They were all in the Airbnb. And I think, when they had asked her to leave, Kiki had missed her flight. And she didn't have a way to get home. So Melody told her, Melody paid for her ticket to get home. She said they took a flight into Birmingham because there was no flights into Huntsville. And on that flight, Melody was with her on that same flight, and they got in. They were flying together. Kiki didn't say anything to her about anything that she was doing. Her family came and picked her up, and they went on their way. So she said she had ample time to fess up to what she was doing, because when you tell what's happening ahead of time, then it messes with everybody's bag, as they say. So she didn't like that. So now, God bless her in her journey. So now Carlos asked Melody, there was a scene last season where Melody and Martell filmed. I believe they met at a tea shop and he brought her some flowers. And he tried to say that, after the scene where Melody told him, like, yeah, I'm the one who's sending food to your house with the kids are there because you don't have any food for them and stuff like that. She said, I got coins to make, not friends to fake. Remember that quote? I believe she put that on a shirt as well. Martell went on social media saying that Carlos is the one who forced him to do that scene, and he didn't he didn't want to film that scene, and he was even forced to buy flowers and take it for Mel. So they addressed that, and of course we find out that that was a complete lie. that Martell is the one who called Carlos and asked, I want to be able to film with Mel and talk to her, because at that point he's still trying to get her back and Mel has moved on. So that whole scene was set up by Martell. They asked Mel if she would film with him, and she's like, all right, let me film with him and see what happened. And then he goes on social media and try to make it seem like he was forced to do that scene. So the lies. So Carlos said, based on all of that happened, what do you think should have happened or should have happened to Martell? So Melody said, I believe he gotta go. So who knows if that's gonna happen in the future. Now that Martell has this, he's been convicted and sentenced and need to go away for a little while. I believe, I'm not sure if they're done with filming for this season. Maybe he needs to just get a break for a season, because in Melody's interview, she touched on what I've always been saying. We've been brought the idea of the show to learn about real estate, property preservation and stuff. And she said we need to get back to that. And the fact that he and Melody are the ones who brought the show idea to Carlos, as a couple, he should still, in my opinion, still get some recognition or some, kudos, or even get paid for bringing the idea of the show to them. And we would still want to see what he has to offer regarding real estate and building, because Martell does build in the residential space, and we have Marceau building in the commercial space. So he still has a lot to offer to us, as a property investor, I would say. The now thing, he just needs to focus on getting his builder's license and build up his own company around, because as you see, the others don't want to work with him. Marceau already said he's not working with somebody who's not credentialed. And that's another thing. After you get this license, like most license, you need to actually do some continuing education so that you can renew your license every 2 years, every year or every 2 years, so that you're up and stay informed on everything that's new and coming out with the industry. And that's part of renewing your license and getting your CEUs, your continuing education credits. So Martell needs to get back on that, focus on what he's good at, which is residential building. Let people focus on that and stop focusing on the relationship. Leave Mel alone. She wants to be left alone. If you don't know already, you should know by now with this conviction and sentencing. Leave her alone and focus on what you need to focus and build yourself up, so that you could get off people's shit list, I should say. Because at this point, there's no way for you to fix everything that's going on. You need to just leave her alone, focus on you, and let people like you for what you're doing as a businessman. So maybe he needs to sit out just for one season. We were speculating that Melody may not return for another season based on the fact that she did not promote this season's trailer. But based on the interview that she did with Carlos, she's looking for the show to go on for a very long time. And if you guys don't already know, it's alleged out there that a blogger is suing Maurice and the OWN network for I'm not exactly sure what it is, but somehow Maurice was able to allegedly get the lady's information, her address, bank accounts and stuff like that. And he put out there that there was a lawsuit, and when the ladies came together, had a GoFundMe account to hire an attorney for this particular blogger, come to find out Maurice was telling a lie all the time. So I think that they're going after his law license. And I believe that the OWN network is also caught up in this lawsuit, and I believe the damages that they're seeking is over 100 million, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me. I did see a couple of videos on that on YouTube. So with that, we don't know if the show will continue. With everything that's going on behind the scenes, people are saying that these people are not being authentic, they're not showing their real lives, and the show needs to go away. And they're coming for Carlos as well as the castmates and the OWN network. So we don't know where the show is going to be. Melody did say that she wants to see it go on for years to come. We hope that her ex-husband would leave her alone, that she could come and show us her new relationships. We want to see Martell actually. We don't want to see the downfall of the black man. No, I don't. I mean, we may not like him very much, but he does have children to take care of, and Melody needs the help, so he needs to be able to come with it, get his builder's license going, and show us the real estate aspect of it. So yeah, that's where I reached in the interview. There's more to come. If I find, you know, more information that I need to review regarding this interview, I'll come back to you with another video. So make sure that you go ahead and thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video if you wish. If you're interested in celebrity gossip, celebrity entertainment news, reality TV reviews, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye.